Hello and welcome to the next game of the tournament. We are straight into it. It's Manly versus Zig Theory. Manly out of, you guessed it, Manly, and Zig Theory out of South Australia. We've already seen the pool. Zig Theory have pulled, Manly now have it. And Zig Theory aren't mucking around. They're going straight into a junk, a 1-3-2-1, which is called a puppy fence or a pommy. My name is Andrew Moroney and I'm joined by Alicia Roberts, as well as I think we have some friends over in Perth, but we'll come back to them in a moment. Alicia, great to have you here.
Fortunately, pretty overcast day, but we have lots of Frisbee going on, and I can't wait to see how this game turns out.
As we see a massive hammer ripped wide to the far wing, that's really opened things up. Manly with a chance to put first blood in, and they're going to do it pretty easily. So Zig Theory setting the zone, did a reasonable job of containing, but that wide crossfield hammer is always going to be hard to defend. As Alicia, your pick for the game, have you seen both these teams at all today?
I was supposed to be playing for Zig this weekend, so that's going to be my pick just out of pure favouritism. Unfortunately, I have been sidelined due to injury, but we will see how they both go.
Yep, fantastic. Look, I like kind of rampant kind of bias and things like that. Like if you jump on the Zig train, I'll balance it out with Manly.
Perfect.
All right, so 1-0, Manly on the board first. For those who haven't seen the previous games, as Alicia mentioned, not a perfect summer's day down here in Kooyong, Melbourne, Australia. Pretty overcast, maybe 15 degrees. We have seen a lot of wind in those previous games, so any kind of angle given to the disc, if it's not a flat throw and you're throwing against the wind, it's really going to force that down, and we've seen a lot of discs go down. Conversely, if you show a bit too much lift to the wind, we've seen a few discs really sit up. Fortunately, that wind seems to have died down a little bit, so hopefully it's not going to be too much of a wind-affected game. But if so, it's kind of coming over the back of your camera, so it's more a crosswind than an up-down. All right, Manly ready to pull, and they're going to be pulling to Zig. Now, Alicia, given these are your teammates, I'll let you call the action.
All right, looks like we've got a bit of a horror going on here. So we've got 3 players back with the disc, and we're trying to move it using the width of the field instead of going up and down the field. So a great catch there, just slipped through somebody's hand, but luckily a Zig player was backing us up there.
Nice D. That's Holly Reeves with the D. Anticipated the under there and put a lot of pressure on that throw. Reeve now generating the offense. She looks a forehand deep. It's going to float just a little bit too far. That's going to be just out of reach of Anna Stoddard. So Holly and Anna, two of the more experienced players on Manly. And another D, but this one's going to be called a foul. Very close, but no contest. As we see the replay, really good anticipation. But yeah, in the hands of the Zig player first.
So I believe we've got Steph now picking up the disc. Unfortunately, just that wind pushed that one down into the ground. Manly now picking up. We're getting close to that end zone line here, so they really want to hold on to it. Having some beautiful plays down that sideline. It's a very tough spot here, and they just punch it through.
I think that was Annie Chen with a layout bid. Annie picking up with Zig Theory. Is that right? Is that Annie? I think it is. But Zig doing a really good job of kind of collapsing that space into the corner. It's very hard when you're kind of in that corner. Not a lot of space. I think Annie actually got a finger on this. We'll just have a look. Yeah, I think she did. So nice grab, nice adjustment. And that was the goal being scored by Jenna Kim. This is actually Jenna's first tournament for the Div 1 Manly women's team. Got a background in soccer and just started playing just over 1 year ago. So 2-0 to Manly. They're on the board first. They'll be pulling. Wind's starting to kick up a little bit now.
That's a lovely pull from Manly, got great height and putting Zig kind of towards the sideline, which is exactly what you want out of a pull, trying to trap them to that corner.
Little push pass, really hard in this. The wind has kicked up on cue. Any kind of little high release or pushy is going to be hard to carry. You see Manly now running a little bit of a handler ISO. You can see off to the right of screen, a lot of the receivers are sitting quite deep, so they're using the space underneath and really doing a good job at centering it back into the middle of the field. So again, the receiver's sitting, usually you'd say too deep, but clearly this is an intentional play. As we see, a nice D and make sure of. That's Alice C. Good D.
We've got Ghost with the disc and she puts up a big flick huck. Zoe O'Connor is running that one down and it's just out of bounds. A great look from Ghost.
Yeah, I think Zoe was trying to toe the line there, but it was probably out just after it kind of from the end zone, front of the end zone line. Great D.
That was a beautiful D, look at that.
Great anticipation because the defender had what was called a face mark on, so weren't able to see when the disc went up, but good anticipation. Turned at the right time and was able to get the D. So Manly will bring it in. Chance to take an early lead here. If they can work it up, it'll be 3-love Manly. Again, the receiver's sitting quite deep, allowing the space for the handlers, and now they engage the receivers, but again, that sideline proving troublesome, and Zig are going to look to run it quickly. Big raking outside flick, and this might be Zig Theory on the board. It is.
Nice. There was a little dishy there from Zoe going into the hands of Alice for a nice little first score from Zig Theory.
And I think the difference you saw between the start and the end of that point from both teams is they were working it down one sideline and there were a couple of turnovers. As soon as you see that big swing come out, that big loopy break flick, great, now you've got more lateral space to move into and you're not trying to work it down a really narrow corridor. So Zig Theory with the adjustment, results in the goal, means we've got a 2-1 game. So we're going to get a look at Zig Theory's defensive unit now. Pulling from the left of screen.
We've got Laura Forbes on the disc. From my experience, I've not known Laura to be a puller, so I'm quite happy to see this one come up. Quite excited to see what she can pull out of the bag. And look at that one.
Yeah, I've played league with Laura. It's got absolute levers,
Beautiful.
So can stick it, can pull it. Manly now, they've gone down in what looks to be a vert, but they can't complete the initial pull reception play. So a chance for Zig Theory to put in a little break here, and they look like they're going to run it quickly. Annie Chen centering it back. Zig Theory moving it quickly. They've got it almost to their brick mark. Annie continuing to go break. This one gets a little bit of air under it, but it's safe. Annie moving it back. They've centered now, but they don't have a dump. Dump comes out now, isn't used. Continuing to work it through the break. And Laura Forbes through the pull and might throw the goal here. It's right on the end zone line. Annie Chen with the goal. So Zig Theory's imports. Laura, Annie getting it done. And just like that, we're back to 2-2.
Starting to be quite an exciting game.
Really like the aggression from Zig Theory after the turn. Like they didn't necessarily wait to set up. As soon as the turn came, they looked to try and push and catch Manly's defense or transitional defense napping. And the other thing that was quite positive, even though they weren't perfect throws, you can see Zig really challenging the break side. So always looking break, trying to throw around. Even in a little bit of wind, it's sat up a bit, but you're always going to naturally have an advantage because the defenders are lining up on the other side. So even if it's not a perfect throw, it should be to the advantage of your teammate. So 2-2. For those unfamiliar with the rules of the tournament, we're only running 60-minute games, so no mucking around. That also means 75-second timeouts. And we do take half. We've been taking half at either 7 or 8, so, take a guess. But we'll run half at some point, I'm guessing.
We've got Yuffie taking the pull for Zig Theory.
Sporting a fair bit of ink. Very brave. I'm not that brave. As we see Manly work it up, and again, they're going to try it out of the vert, see if they get a bit more luck on the pull reception play. They do. That looks like Holly sticking a fantastic long bomb. I think it's Stoddard under it. Just going to run onto it. That is perfect. And in a little bit of Melbourne drizzle, that's probably the best play of the game so far. Holly Reeve with the three-quarter backhand straight into the hands of Stoddard. Clearly a pull reception play. For those newer to the game, a pull reception play is kind of a predetermined call. So, on the line they'll say, okay, who's going to cut first, who's going to cut second, but you can see all the other players gave the space to Holly, and conversely, all the other players gave the deep space to Anna Stoddard. So I think both Anna and Holly out of Newcastle at one point. Holly was from Newcastle, and the Stoddard name is very synonymous with Newey, so I'm just taking a guess there that she's a relation of some kind to the Stoddard clan, playing with Manly today. Holly, no stranger to the ultimate scene, been on the elite level now for quite a few years. Doesn't have a nickname. If you're in the ultimate community, 80% of the time you get a nickname. 100% of the time you're probably not happy with that nickname, but the more that you rebel against it, the more you'll be called that. Talking from experience. But Holly doesn't have one, so if you're watching on the live stream and you've got a nickname for Holly, please send it through and we'll check it out. Okay, Zig Theory now with their offense.
Oh, just a nice run through D there from Holly Reeve. She was poaching back a little bit and waiting for that throw, and she just ran through and plucked it out of the air and tossed it to the ground.
Kayla Chan throws it, and now it's with Holly in the corner. Holly looks to engage the dump early. Dump goes up the line. It looks safe. Little push pass, and that's going to be a goal. That's Kayla Chan, who started that play. A little bit of chat on the line. Yeah, all good. A little bit of a friendly discussion. Kayla Chan catching goals and catching fish. She actually caught her first flathead 2 weeks ago. She did go to lengths to say that it was a legal size, so it's from a fisheries parks and fisheries perspective, it's all above board. It's really weird the things people write about themselves, but anyway. Fun fact, apart from fishing, Kayla Chan started Ultimate Year 8 back in 2016. Mike Neild, aka the Space Needle, aka the Human Javelin, taught science and sports, so obviously he brought the Frisbee with him as well. So shout out to Pull Through Neild if you're listening. Well done. You've done well. So Manly, after probably a bit of a sleepy start, going 2 down, have now made it 4-2 in their favour as we see Zig Theory with their offence.
We've got Yuffie with the disc. Ghost just cutting up the line for a little dishy there. We're working it down that sideline again. A swing right around here would be great. Moving it through to the middle of the field. Was a little wayward throw, but luckily we've got Annie back there, number 6, who caught that one.
Pick call. For those familiar with picks from basketball, in basketball you can do it. In Ultimate you can't, so you can't use a player to gain an advantage as an obstacle.
Just tapping the disc in there. Yuffie goes straight for a little reset back to her dump, getting in power position. Some handler movement looking really good for Zig Theory here. Nice cut across the field from Anna. Ooh.
To goal.
A little bit of a fumble, but she managed to get her hands onto that one and score Zig their third goal of the game.
Well, I think the interesting thing about that, it wasn't just as to whether she was going to catch it, but she was running out of space as well.
Yeah, if she was going to be in or out.
Yeah. So, again, for those newer to the game, you must control it before you step in and out. It's not kind of where you start to gain control, or where you finish gaining control, rather. It's where you start. So, little fumble. Always safe. Always safe. So, Zig Theory, stay in touch as we do see a little bit of drizzle coming down. Not enough for our fearless camera operator, Mike, to pop the plastic bag on yet. Very brave. Probably wouldn't want to see it get much worse, though. So, the last couple of games of the tournament have been quite close. The Tomodachi Invitational. And this game looking shaping up to be the same. Alicia, obviously you'd love to be out there playing with Zig, correct?
I would have. It's been quite hard watching from the sidelines, even during warm-up. I just want to jump on and throw some plastic around.
I feel you. I'm injured as well.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm just actually old, so yeah. Call old age an injury. All right, Zig Theory pulling. This one will go between halfway and the brick mark. Manly look like they'll set up. Oh, they might be having a horror look here. They are. Nice early movement. We see a wing go long, and there's a backhand that goes up. And that one looks like it'll be safe, but not inbounds. Nobody's called a goal. So a really nice, again, Manly, that's the second time now where they've executed on their pull reception play. So you would have seen, we'll see on the replay, the middles, so the players in the middle of the field, they'll traditionally go under and get things generating. And then there was a really deliberate, as soon as that middle caught it, you see the wing on the far side, they took off. So handler throws to the under, and you see just top of screen there, 32, which is Maya Melik, goes straight away. So as soon as that disc is caught, she's initiating a cut, which meant that the puller could look up, see the huck, and throw a reasonably uncontested grab. So Manly maintaining a little bit of breathing room, 5-3. Responded well after a slow initial start. So for those who can see the beautiful Kooyong fields, it's also a very dog-friendly field, and we are running a count on how many dogs we're seeing, as we see a pretty short pull. So if you would like to guess how many dogs we're going to see, as well as the most predominant breed, please let me know.
Looks like we're setting a bit of a side stack for Zig here out of the pool. That meant that we had 2 handlers back. There were 3 players on this close sideline, and then in the stack, and then we had 2 cutters cutting and using majority of the space in the field. Really opens up a nice large chunk of the field for the players to use when we're moving that stack to the side. Unfortunately for Zig though, it didn't quite connect, and now we have Manly walking it in up to the line. We're in a really dangerous spot here. The handler's looking around, she can't find anything right on that end zone line. Oh, got a run through D for Annie there. Just what Zig needs in this game. And she puts it out. Laura Forbes on the run at full extension, grabs it right at the back of the end zone. What a great play.
Yeah, Laura's a special talent. Incredibly quick, does have a decent arm on her as well, can huck it, but can also reel them in. So Zig Theory doing well, maintaining a bit of proximity scoreboard-wise. They're only 1 point down, 4-5. So as I mentioned, the Tomodachi Invite doggo count. We've got corgis, border collies. All right, thank you for sticking with us. Apologies for that. We just had to kick a few gremlins out of the system. But we are back. And we still have a very tight game on our hands. Zig Theory 5, Manly 6. Seeing some strong ultimates, some great pulling as well, as you mentioned. Not that anyone heard, but we were commentating on into the abyss a little bit. But we're back now. Thank you to Mike for getting everything fixed up, and we're away. So Manly just with their noses in front of Zig Theory, but also coming out on offense. So Zig look like they're throwing a bit of a junk now, some kind of zone. Does look to be like a 2-3. It's a 2-3-2. So Manly just need to think their way through this a little bit. Be happy to operate in the lateral space as they send a popper in. Lots of quick passes. Not too many counts getting on now, but they're Zig are able to lock on now, start a count. And that one just jags in the hand a little bit. Went wide of the intended receiver, and Zig Theory now have a chance to tie things up.
We've got Anne with the disc here. We're working it just down the sideline here with Zig. Resetting to the centre of the field. We're using our swing option really well, just to the front of that end zone there. We're going to want to, oh, beautiful, just right on the end zone line there.
As you called that, the difference there was the ability to that swing out wide. As soon as they swung it out wide,
all
the
this
whole
space
field opened up.
Yep.
So that made it really hard. The Manly team kind of had to, I think the Frisbee nerd term is orbit.
Orbit.
I don't know what orbit means, but they all just say orbit. But it kind of meant they had to adjust their positioning to protect both the break and the open side, because there was no one really marking because of that throw going out into the break side. So really good work from Zig Theory. They've tied it up. We've got a game.
Getting some waves from our spectators there on the hill. It's lovely to have some of the Ultimate community come down and watch this tournament, kind of celebrate women's Ultimate in Australia with us.
Absolutely, why not? Great tournament, great initiative. It is a Friday, but you know, if you want to come down, knock off work a little early. Why
not? We have a showcase game coming up this afternoon.
We do.
Very excited to watch that, the Mavericks.
And fantastic initiative and work from the team at ULTI.TV. We'll actually have that on a multilingual stream, so that'll be both in English and Japanese.
How exciting.
I'm pretty sure that's what's happening. I mean, kind of put someone under the bus.
You put it out there now, so.
Good idea.
Time to learn Japanese.
Yeah. And Manly went for the quick strike. Couldn't connect. Maya Malik was a nice flat flick, but just a little bit too far. So Zig Theory are going to get a chance to get their noses back in front. Haven't led since the first 2 points of the game. So at the halfway point, 30 minutes in, big point.
We've got Ghost here with the disc. We're coming out of...
Great throw.
Nice recenter to the middle there. Yuffie looks for the huck, but she doesn't put it up.
Had two thinks there. Wanted it twice.
Just getting short movement around the disc. That's a nice gainer there. Oh, just a bit too high. The wind took that one.
That was really unlucky. Yeah. I don't know if from our angle, it almost looked like it bobbled just as it went over the player. That's
just
pretty unlucky.
Just over Amy's hands there.
What Zig did do really well, their inside flicks. They're getting inside, which is keeping their offense really straight. They're not going too wide. That's probably one adjustment that Manly would want to make if they do that again. Malik, high release Backy. Malik again. No one really going to her.
Nice dump and swing there from Manly.
Taryn Anderson looks dumped, decides no, goes up the line instead and completes it. Back to Anderson, and that's a turn.
Little fumble there, just on that reset backwards.
So it'll be interesting to see what Manly throw here. It does look like they're going back into a match. Anderson's sitting off the deep stack. Yeah, it will be matched.
Big backhand huck from Yuffie to Laura. Oh, just fingertips away. Something you'll notice there that Yuffie is a lefty, so where a right-handed player would have to throw a flick there, we've got Yuffie's backhand, which is quite powerful. Unfortunately, just didn't connect. Quick movement right off the turn from Manly.
I wonder if there's a little bit of water, also known as rain, coming down. I wonder if that's just messing with players a little bit, because we've seen 2 or 3 that have missed their target by probably a metre or so. So I think the conditions are wetter than they look.
Oh,
and also on the flip
one.
side, it jumping out of players' hands.
Yep.
Yeah, like Laura, even with the gloves, she got a hand to it. We saw that one just go down there. So it's not wet weather Frisbee by any stretch, but there is enough kind of moisture out here to just make those throws and those catches a little bit harder than normal. Okay, so Manly coming out. It looks like a little bit of an isolation. Yeah, they're running their handlers in tight, putting the handlers deep, and we're going to see there's I think an uncontested foul call. Manly, I'm not quite sure what their offense is doing. They're stacked really deep, but not like too deep to run an ISO. But they managed to get it over to Malik, and now they can go. Malik cuts wide, gets the disc back, wants to throw a deep backhand, instead looks dumped, goes inside. Nice flat flick, and that's a goal.
Very well-deserved goal from Manly there.
Strand to Kim, Eva Strand. Really nice flat flick. Took that disc. I mean, that's harder than it looks to do, because she went up the line, grabbed, had momentum, but slowed herself. Now, you need to slow yourself for 2 reasons. One is so you don't travel, but the other is so you've actually got that stability to throw a balanced throw. So you see this coming up the line, stops, gets low, and that's what generates that really flat flick. And a nice continuation cut. I believe that's Jenna Kim. So as we mentioned just prior to dropping out, the Tomodachi Invite does have a doggo count. We're counting the breeds of dogs. We've got Corgis, Border Collies, Alsatians. Got the dog from the Dulux paint ad. I don't know what type of dog that is, so if you do, please just drop it in on the stream and I'll update the name. Labs, Golden Retrievers, Aussie Shepherds, 2 Bernese Mountain Dogs we've seen, a couple of Poodles. As I said, for those unfamiliar with Melbourne, Kooyong is one of the more affluent, so people from Kooyong aren't struggling. Don't worry about them.
Got all the high-end breeds.
Yeah, they're living a good life, right? Like, yeah, a lot of labs and poodles. There we go, we've seen one now. It's more of a cattle dog, which is good. And then I've got small dogs just clumped together because I don't know what they are. And I think, is that Chaos?
So
the
Chaos
girls just making the most of the hill. They're built different over in Perth, aren't they?
We'll call it a new form of cool down or warm up.
I don't know who
Getting
won.
the blood flowing down the hill.
Simon Talbot there doing some of his best work. An absolute stalwart of the Ultimate community for probably close to 20 years now. Real unsung hero of the community, certainly down in Victoria and probably all of Australia. Has taken on a series of roles with clubs, various associations. No job too big or too small for Simon. Cannot sing his praises high enough. And a nice new Chariot from Simon there. Toyota, I think that's a Kluger. Looking good, mate. Mike, you've almost got that. You can send that into Toyota, mate. That's a beautiful ad. That's on the angle there. Bit of four-wheel drive action.
Look at all that boot space. Just spectacular car.
Take on all terrain. There you go. So, really fantastic first half, both teams. Obviously, you would rather be in uniform and over in that huddle. You're not. But if you were, what's the kind of message that's going out to the team? What's the focus for Zig coming into the second half?
I feel like Zig's doing lots of things really well. Every time we're attacking the break side and moving that disc out of the kind of crowded open side, that's when we're starting to see some goals generating. Everything's going well for Zig. Just a couple of catches. We just need to dial in. Tough in the weather. Just dial in, get our hands to those discs, fully catch them before we're looking for the next throw. Just keeping the spirits high. At this point, it's really anyone's game. Both teams are playing some quite good ultimate. And I'm sure they're having lots of fun.
Well, that is the important thing. I think the terms fun and friendship, if I was running a word cloud, that's something that continually kind of comes up. For those unfamiliar with word clouds, it's what us overpaid consultants use to kind of say words that are used a lot. It seems to be a real theme of this tournament that, fun, friendship. It is a lead-up tournament to Nats, so I know that there's an element of seriousness, but certainly all the teams that we've seen today, there's smiles on faces on the sideline, smiles on the field, so it's a really positive sign.
It's also just really nice to have a tournament so early in the season where we get to see so many friends from interstate coming down to Melbourne. You normally find that you only get to play against these teams maybe once or twice a year or a campaign. So it's just really nice to have another opportunity to, extend how much you're playing Frisbee, the people you get to meet, and the different playing styles that you get to try as well, especially with the Mavericks down as well. They have a very different style of play over in Japan, which is just really great to have at just, down in Kooyong. It's really exciting to bring some difference into Melbourne Frisbee. Really looking forward to this second half of the game. Quite exciting that we've only got 1 point difference now.
Yeah, I mean, it couldn't be closer, to be honest.
Yeah, couldn't be.
Interesting contrast between the huddles as well.
Yes.
Like the fact that, Manly aren't even in a huddle. They're kind of just sitting down and chilling out. All of them just sitting around in a circle. It more looks like a warm-down circle, whereas Zig went with the more traditional kind of tight-knit huddle. So whatever works. Zig out on the line nice and early, ready to go. Manly, a more or less a fair kind of approach to taking the line. Did you have any, not in your playing days, I know you're still playing, but did you have any halftime rituals, anything you'd like to do?
I've got this, not really. I've got this one great time when I was playing for Melbourne Phoenix, where we were doing a high five link handshake thing, and we didn't realize we were on stream, and about 3 of us trying to do this high five, just looking like absolute idiots, and we go to watch the stream, and there we are doing our little handshake.
Look, it could be worse.
Could be worse. And we've definitely seen worse in Australian Ultimate.
Yes. The sport's come a long way, but at certain points there were nudie runs, there were sprint challenges. Come a long way. As Holly Reeve, yet another really strong pull, right, and well taken by Annie as well.
High catch there from Annie. Had me sweating.
Yeah.
We've got Zoe O'Connor with the disc here.
Good coverage
nice
up the line.
Up the line cut there. Beautiful work. Looking to centre the disc back into the middle of the field. Really great work from Zig. Coming across to the handler on the wing, and a beautiful flick.
Fantastic.
Just a great work there.
One of the best throws of the game so far, that one. That was really well timed cut, but also excellent throw.
And especially with the thrower so close to the sideline there, really narrows down the area in which you can throw the disc to a completion, especially with Zoe coming in on that angle. So it was just really a perfect throw. We'll see it replay here. As Zoe cuts to the corner, see that the channel that she can throw in gets really quite small, and she just hits it perfectly.
Yeah. Zoe's cut was excellent. I mean, it was probably a bit too, ends justify the means, right? It's a goal. It'll go down as a goal. The cut was fantastic. It was probably a second too early because she kind of had to stop and wait for it. But the throw was that good, and Zoe had already built that much separation from her defender. No one was at risk. So
She's
needed to be pinpoint,
quick,
but
honestly.
was. Yeah, exactly.
The thrower had it, and it worked out really well.
So that brings us to 7-all.
And now I believe these games are to 13.
13, but to be honest, we've been seeing most games go to cap.
Yes.
But that's when the conditions were probably a little more blustery. So I think we are seeing more scoring in this game than other games. But I do think the time cap, which is 60 minutes, 18 minutes away, will get to us first. So it'll be interesting to see who kind of has their nose in front, because right now they're going goal for goal.
Ghost here with the pull. Got some really nice height on that one.
So Manly have it, and again running a bit of a clustered kind of stack formation, but they're managing to find the separation, but a disc bobbles out and Zig are going to have a go at it.
Got Ghost picking up with the disc again. We've got a Yuffie as her dump. Quick little inside shot to Laura there. And a nice cut from Amy out of the stack. She looks to put up a big flick. Huck. Yuffie's running it down. Oh, just out of her reach. It was a really great look,
Nice
though.
put, yeah.
It was a great put from Amy. I think I heard her on the sideline on another game saying she's at a 30% completion rate, but to me, they're looking really good. Just almost there.
So it looks like it's a horror now from Manly.
Got a big, quick first cut there. Didn't even wait for the disc to be stepped in before she went for the run.
Just really set up. That was Maya Mellick trying to chase it down, but overthrown.
Too much sauce on that one.
Yeah.
Little dishy
D.
there. Didn't have enough speed. She could just run through for that D, which is great work from Manly.
Oh, Jenny Wu almost had a double happiness. Laura Forbes got in the way, but it wasn't a foul. I think Jenny kind of underran it, but Laura did really well to kind of draw her opponent in to think she had to go early. But fantastic anticipation to get the D from Jenny in the first place. And good scrambling from Laura because that was one out. You're kind of one-on-one. You're always on the back foot as a defender because you're waiting to react to see what your opponent does. But she took both options away.
Yuffie with the disc here. Little quick dump, and she's cutting straight across to re-get it back. Went down the field to Steph. Laura,
bang.
Great hands there from number 17.
That's Jess Lynn.
Jess Lynn. She's had a fantastic game, really throwing some beautiful hucks as well.
Wu centres to Taryn Anderson. Anderson over to Mellick. Mellick almost goes the push, he then does, and that's a goal. Manly score. It's now 8-7. Starting to see Mellick, Anderson, Jess Lynn, Jenny Wu really stepping up, getting more of this disc, and Eva Strachan as well. So as you get into the kind of, not to say that these teams are certainly in like a fun tournament will shorten lines or anything like that, but as the game goes on, players start to get fatigued. You will see the more experienced players that have had experience at a higher level, or perhaps a little bit more fitness and endurance. They're the ones you'll start to see the disc go into their hands a little bit more, even like Laura Forbes, Holly Reeves. So it'll be interesting to see as things start to tighten up. We do have, what have we got, about 14 minutes from memory? Not even. Yeah, 15 minutes of game time left. How those more experienced players stand up in the heat of the moment. So we'll see Holly Reeve getting ready to pull it. Her pulls have been pretty decent today, really decent, especially from this end. It's probably a slight upwind, downwind, but only very slight. And this one, I've done it. I've done it to her.
Actually.
Oh no! Oh no!
Nope.
Oh
It's
no!
coming out.
Oh.
Ooh, almost.
I
think that was all you.
apologise to Holly. My bad. Every time. God. But at least it gives us a chance to see that Manly is setting up in a traditional cup, a 3-3-1. Annie Chen with the disc. Annie, a really good handler in zone situation.
So we got our handlers trying to pop in through that cup. Got one popper coming in. The cup shuts them down. Little quick dishy through the cup there. That was great. Bit of a flick. That wind just turning it over. Not a completion there for Zig. Manly quick to move it straight down the centre of the field.
Oh, good hands.
Great one-handed grab. Reset back to the dump there, and a lovely flick from Holly Reeves.
Keep going, yeah.
Get there, oh, very nice. That's the way it's done.
Fantastic put. As I mentioned, there's like probably a slight downwind, so that's why I was like, you got to keep going, because that one was very flat, very fast. Stoddard was like, don't worry about it, Maroney, I've got it. Like, thank you, all over it. But it looked like it had heat on it, but to Stoddard's credit, just reeled it in, and like you said before, a nice one-handed pluck. So we'll see Reeve, a little bit of separation, gives her the opportunity to put a nice flat one out. Fantastic pluck. Big point that Manly take. What I did like early on the point, I don't know if we'll see it, but something Zig Theory did really well was you had Rosler, I think, come in to pop. It sucked the cup defenders in, and Annie Chen was right there with the gap that got opened up. So that's why, when people talk about popping, it's not just about getting that little 2-metre throw. It's about pulling a defender out of that space, and then your other popper, you always run 2 poppers. And Annie, perfect timing, was like, here's that gap that's been opened up by my teammate, threw right through. Unfortunately, a couple of throws after they turned it over, but Zig, definitely some positives to take out of how they approach that zone.
Great footage of some local wildlife there. Birds jumping on the field now, which oh, and somebody's in a tree. Nice pull from Manly to start off the next point. We're at 7-9. Sorry, 9 for Manly, 7 for Zig Theory here. Manly's putting in a bit of a cup zone here.
Oh, it's going to be tough. Great grab.
Huge grab from Ghost.
Oh, Laura Forbes was going, and I thought we were going to see a huck.
Oh, a bit of a scuba there from Zoe O'Connor. Laura Forbes is still in the end zone. She wants it. Just resetting the disc, moving it to the open sideline. The cups, I think, converted to match now. Oh.
Holly Reeve now with another backhand. This one is too far this time. Great discipline from Zig. Like, Forbesy was gone like 2 or 3 times. Most teams she plays on, that is going. But good discipline from the Zig team.
Manly zone is back on, it looks like.
Yeah, that's... Oh, stay in.
Oof. Oh, very close from Amy with that one.
I think she was in the air.
Yeah. She
good
had
option.
Her foot out while she caught it there. Almost.
Not by much.
Yeah.
Great angle from Michael with the camera. Saw every frame of that, but definitely the right option. So Manly will bring it in from the cone. Looks flick, goes backhand, it throws a nice up the line. But they're still hemmed in. Wouldn't mind getting a swing off the line.
Get it off this sideline, yep. Look at her, she's pointing to her player. She's like, I want to put it over there.
Right idea, but the count probably just got too high.
Amy to pick up. There's a pick. So, bit of a discussion now. Just coming back in. So easy to get trigger happy here on the sideline.
Too many dumps.
Too many dumps in the space.
I think she's going to get stalled out here.
Oh,
nice work.
Little dishy. Nice grab there from Ghost. She puts a backhand to Laura.
Well done.
Beautiful.
Nice point. That was a really, like, in the context of this game, 51-minute mark, 7-9, now 8-9.
Not the point you wanted to lose.
8-9 versus 7-10. 7-10,
yep.
Yibbity, like, that's it, that's game. 8-9, you're within striking distance still, and well done for Zig. Like, they had 2 dumps back at one point, it was too messy. Once they were able to reset that count. One dump cleared out, isolated Laura in the break side.
Here's that little dish from Amy here. Ghost taking it to the floor. Great grab from her, great commitment.
Yep.
Putting the body on the line.
Yeah, so much space. That's so hard to defend, especially when you're in that underspace as a defender. You know that there's enough space over the back. Any kind of width or anything high that goes over you, you're in real trouble to try and defend.
Especially if anything high is going over to you to Laura.
Like, yeah, that's
only few people can get up there.
I mean, you got a 6-foot receiver. Like, you can use her if you want. Like, she's absolute weapon.
Might as well just dish it up to her.
Yeah, absolute weapon. And quick too. Like her first couple of steps, very, very quick player.
I'm not sure if you have heard of this, but I heard a sneaky rumor that there is a Laura Forbes fan account out there on Instagram.
Nice. I like it.
So
I'll follow it.
If you're a Laura Forbes fan,
Like and subscribe.
go check out her official fan page.
Does she know about it? Like, is this hers?
I think she's aware of
Like
it.
Cat Phillips 35. Like, I think Cat Phillips manages her own page.
No, from what I've heard, Laura has heard about the page, but she is not the one running it.
Okay, well that's nice. That's nice humility at least from Laura.
Yeah. So there's some secret fans out there
Okay,
for
so
Laura Forbes.
if Cat's CP35 is there like an LF18 or something? What's the handle? Big huck goes up from Manly.
A lovely read there.
Maya, I think it was.
Yep, Maya Melick.
She's saying, why am I in the end zone? I think Maya's been used to being closer to the disc. But that was a huge put. It was Jess Lynn, originally out of Hills Ultimate. And we're getting down to the final points now. It's really getting to the pointy end. You can see Maya, great cut. That's when you show kind of emerging players and newer players how to cut, you want to watch what Maya Melick did there, because it's on the right over on the left of screen, but you see her first 4 or 5 steps, she's not even looking back at the disc. She's straight into it. She can see Lynn's got a great position, right? She's gone head down, first 5 steps, then looks back. And as a thrower, when you're throwing hucks, if you see your receiver kind of looking back at you, on some level you're like, well, they're not running as hard as they can because they're looking the wrong way. But if you see someone with head down, absolutely gunning it, and then they look to engage to go, is that coming or not? That's what gives you real confidence as a thrower, because you know they've absolutely put in some gut running in those first 5 steps. Then they've checked in. If it's not coming, cool, clear under. Otherwise, you're probably picking up where the disc is in the air to score the goal. 8-10. You'll think that Zig need to go on a run from here if they're going to win this. It's 5 minutes left. It's probably about 2-3 minutes of game time. And we see probably the best pull of the day.
Great pull from
Holly.
there. Zig quickly moving it down off that pull. We've got a nice shot to the inside lane right in the middle there to Zoe. Ghost is putting up a big one. Amy's gone for a yog. She's going to get there. Beautiful.
Excellent play. That is excellent play.
Yes.
You called it really well in terms of the structure, but also from a game awareness perspective. Like, you don't want to take... It's obviously going deep, right? We don't have much time left. You don't want to take a bad option.
Times, yeah.
But they are up against the clock. You know, the clock, they're playing against the clock as much as they're playing against Manly now. So to have the awareness to go, you know what? I mean, that's a fantastic option anyway. Yeah. But anything over a 60%, yeah, let's give it a go. And at least if you don't, you've got field position, you can try and pressure a quick turn.
Such a nice backhand there.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Perfect angle. Not much of it. Just coming slightly over right into Amy's chest.
Well, and the thing that Amy did well again for new players, that wasn't her first cut. She'd made 2 cuts. She'd made a deep cut out. She'd cleared under, made her defender think that she's a threat, and then reinitiated another long cut. So that's really good, I guess, endurance.
Yep.
And cutting. It wasn't just kind of a one and done. She had to continually move her defender into marking a position that was then to her advantage, which was over the back.
With only about under 4 minutes left of this game, Zig's really going to have to work hard here and get a quick turnover and score if they want to stay in this one. Manly's going to want to hold. They've got a nice line coming on now, which is exciting to see. We got Yuffie with the disc. Zig Theory's left-hander. Seen some really nice pulls from her so far. Quite quick ones. I wonder what she'll pull out here. Look at that. Very nice. Got some great height, allowing Zig to run under the disc and put on their defensive pressure. Straight away, Manly looked towards the dump, but we had a great cut from downfield. Little 1-2 down the sideline. Centering it to the middle of the field to the dump. Nice swing. Back to the dump.
Nice
Manly have really been utilising their... Oh,
no call.
great defence there.
Okay. Well, here we go. Yeah, I think there was a little bit of contact, but I think the...
Bit of incidental.
Yeah, I think the disc had already been put down.
Yeah.
This could be it. Big point. Great throw.
Nice little inside there. We're working it down the open side now. Laura looks to dump.
Laura's staying back as a handler. Can throw, but you probably want to... Yeah, now she's going downfield. Now she's going to initiate.
Now
Laura
she's gonna
Forbes is
go
open.
for
She's
the
got about
yard.
8 metres. You've got to go.
She's got the disc. Beautiful.
Oh, no. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. Oh, and Laura knows it too.
She knows it.
That body language is whoopsies. That's, oh, no. Did all the hard work. That is a very guilty...
like a dog who's chewed up something and they know they're in the wrong.
Yeah. But still time now, and they've got field position. So if they can get a turn here, I think it will be a universe point.
Quick movement here from Zig. Just little 1-2s up the field. Not Zig, sorry, my bad, Manly. And a nice put. Unfortunately, that one's just a bit out.
And this is what can sometimes happen when fatigue starts to set in. You start thinking about the field just in terms of upfield, downfield, not crossfield. Like, Manly kind of have the game on their terms right now. If you just bounce it around, use a bit more width, that's their second turnover at this point that's happened as a result of just being hemmed into that sideline and trying to throw into a really tight avenue that you were talking about earlier.
So we've only got under 30 seconds on the clock. Zig has got a score here. Got to look to go.
Zig being really patient, sending multiple long options but not putting it.
Good grab there.
Nice hand.
Great hands there.
That was Taryn Anderson just getting a hand between it and threw Annie Chen off. Now, this is the position you want to middle it.
Want to work it back to the centre, engage the dump. Dump goes up the line.
This one out to the wide side now, so at least there's room.
Just a huge flick, Huck.
Nice work from C. Got her body in there. There was contact between the players, but it wasn't. Both were making a play on the disc, so really nice read, strong positioning. So we are now at cap. If Manly score, obviously that's GG.
Game.
We'll have to check, can there be draws? I think there can be. I think we're running a pretty hard cap, so that might be it. But I will try and find the answer to that.
Yuffie's with the disc looking for Laura. Laura to the open side, just a quick little flick there. Players are running
Laura's
deep.
going.
Flick Huck to Laura.
Well done, Maya. Getting it to she's
My
putting
great
in the
defense
Ks,
there. Yep. Up and down the field. She's been everywhere.
Good grab. Strand.
And there she is again. Definitely
Zip.
putting in a shift for Manly here. Oh, this could be the one there. Nice work from Manly.
Really good way, really good point to end the game. That point representative of probably the whole game. Multiple chances from both teams. Really good plays, really good throws. Maya right to the end. Probably ran like a K that point.
Yes, that point
so
alone.
Manly doing really well, edging it out of a Zig theory, who came multiple times. Really close game. Teams shaking hands, slapping hands. Really strong. I think that's the third really close game that we've seen this tournament. So both teams have a lot to be really happy about, as well as a few things to work on.
Definitely. Yep.
Fantastic. Well, that's it from us for this game.
Yep.
The next game will be, I think, our showcase game, if I'm not mistaken, which will be in about half an hour's time.
Very exciting. Got to stick around for that one.
That will be Chaos versus the Mavericks. That will be a bilingual feed, so we'll have both English and Japanese commentary, I believe. Not at the same time, that would be hard to hear, but I think we'll be running that on different feeds. So credit to the ULTI.TV team for an exceptional initiative there. I think that's it from our end. Anything else?
Sounds good.
Cool. All right, so please
fun.
tune back in. My name's Andy Maroney, joined by Alicia Roberts. We will see you in 30 minutes.
ULTI.TV